the morning went really well. Car was going pretty good. We went into qualifying then. Felt pretty good, car was going well. We ended up qualifying 16th, which was okay. I was hoping for a bit better, but a little bit shy in some of the clips, but we'll take that. And we were fortunate enough to get a bye run in the top 32. Not the way you want to go through, but we took that. On to the top 16, battle with Alan Hines. Really hard battle, pushed really hard, and Alan took the win. Overall, had a really good weekend. Car is running pretty well, so looking forward to getting more seat time. So looking forward to the next round.
Global Wafare 4, IDC round 3. Started off a bit messy in practice. We're trying to get used to this electric power steering. So come qualifying, I kind of made a mess in my first run. So I was under pressure again for the third round in a row of trying to nail on the second run. Did a pretty good lap, got myself into qualifying 19th. And for top 32, I went up against Sebastian Fonten, who's an awesome Dutch driver. And he'd actually come second at the Drift GP round just previously the week before in Britain. So I knew I had a big battle on my hand. Gave it everything. We both clipped the wall in our lead run, both got in each other's doors, and yeah, it was a really good battle and I happened to get the win.
This is a huge battle. Brian Egan third in the Irish Drift Championship at the moment. Sebastian Fonten right up there in the Drift GP Championship at the moment. This is a big one, and it's something that we could even expect in the top 8 or top 4, but we're getting it right now in the top 32.
Well, if Sebastian Fonten takes this, then it's going to be equal Europeans and Irish in our Great 8. This is the last one.
And look at this from Brian Egan as he makes a big dive on initiation.
Whoa.
And Fonten now slowing down and taking a shallower line. and Brian Egan puts it back on the door, fighting hard in that chase position. Will we see a big dive in between the walls? Has Fontaine on that perfect lead line, tagging the wall, as Brian Egan now starts to put that proximity down. So much smoke, so much aggression from Holland and Ireland here as they put it together and across the line. Mondello Park, show your appreciation. These guys are absolutely going to war on track for your entertainment. Internationals into the top 16. Can Brian Egan start balancing off the figures, or will Sebastian Fontaine have an answer? Here we go into that first corner. Brian Egan's spotted lifting off the car on initiation, but he keeps it in, and Sebastian Fontaine now makes a huge dive into Mobile 1 corner. This is tit for tat as they come through, but Brian Egan looks like he's got the pace and coming very fast towards that outer wall. Sebastian now tagging a wall for Brian Egan, and Sebastian Fontaine has to start climbing back into proximity here, and does into that last corner. Incredible stuff from both drivers as they come across the line. Fantastic, like James, this is, oh, and a collision after the finish line between both cars, leaving it all on the track, guys. And going through to the top 16 is Brian Egan.
And so through the top 16, and in that I went up against Gary Dunn, and unfortunately, just randomly enough, as I entered, I gave it a big flick in, and my knuckle just broke, and I tried to hang on to it for the most of the track. I probably got about 80% around with one wheel not attached and not steering, but just couldn't get it around the last corner. So decided to do a 5-minute rule, took it back to the pits, and John Shannon and all the crew came down, welded it up. I went back out, wasn't sure if it was going to hold at 90 miles an hour, this 2-minute weld. Gave it as good a go as I could, tried to just put on a bit of a show, get as close to Gary's door as I could. But really I needed a big mistake for him to have any chance, and yeah, that was the end of my day.
SR representing Boss Motorsport, all-Irish battle, Egan to lead in Dunn, and Dunn has taken down the big name Marcel Ulig already, so he's feeling pretty confident. Brian Egan has taken down Sebastian Fontaine, but now they've got to go up against each other into that first corner, and Gary Dunn needs to start railing. Oh, and Brian Egan hits the dirt and keeps it going, but Gary Dunn shuts it down in the chase position.
Well, and he's just left the door wide open for a big move here.
And it looked to me like Brian Egan had stalled up a little bit on that first wall, but Gary Dunn not capitalising with the proximity. Brian Egan, oh, puts all 4 wheels off the track.
Wow, in exactly the same place again on his first lap.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I just saw that wheel just go a little bit loose, and they're looking in, I think that looks like it could be a tie rod broken on the front of the car, just giving way. He has changed that car to an electronic steering setup, power steering setup, and yeah, it looks like he's having an issue there.
So I'm with Brian Egan here. Brian, it looks like you have a steering problem. I noticed that as you came onto the first wall. How did you get the car over to this point on the track with a steering issue?
Something was definitely up. I thought it was maybe a tyre off the rear rim or something, but yeah, it was really weird on the first wall. I could kind of feel it coming under me, but yeah, you got to keep trying to go and try and get it over the line. So nearly got it there, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to fix this or not, to be honest. You
have a good team behind you. You've decided to take deduct a point and take a 5-minute rule. Do you think you'll be able to get it fixed?
We don't really have any spares, so I don't know. But I don't know enough about cars, so I said, heck it, I might as well try it.
Very unfortunate there. Brian Egan and the team, they're going to try and get it fixed. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see if you can beat the 5-minute clock.
Right, track rod end, lads. Move the hub. I don't know if anything we can do with that.
A bit funny, maybe a
Corner Driftwork saying he needs the car to look cool, but as Brian always said, you can't give him nice things. At the moment, trying to get that car fixed. Not a lot of work being done on the car, so it would seem to me that this doesn't look like a good sign.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of head scratching going on out there.
And you can see Jack Shanahan jacking up the front of Brian Egan's car with his dad John behind. Jack's still in the competition, now jacking up the car to try and see can he fix another competitor and get another Irishman back out on the grid. As you can see, Brian Egan, who generally, like me, has no idea what's going on at this point and just says, I'm just going to let the professionals. And John Shanahan now says, I might have to, with my bare hands, straighten the suspension on the car. And of course, this is always a fun part of global warfare. It's the John Shanahan side piece. We haven't seen the hammer come out yet. He's calling for it. No, it's a spanner, not a hammer, and a bit of a welder coming out. So they're going to try and do something with this car to get it back on track. Eddie's in the pits. I wonder, can he get a word with what's going on? So you can see John Shanahan is attempting to weld the car back together with Danny Waldron, teammate on Team Dealtwidth there. And the hammer is in. It was thrown into the mix there. The hammer is back. John Shanahan's favorite tool, and obviously you can see they're trying to weld that car in a 5-minute rule. Incredible stuff. You talk about going to your local mechanic and saying, I need a clutch, and they tell you a week. These guys are welding and fixing cars in 5 minutes. Will they be able to repair it? Guys, give them a big round of applause. Let them hear you from the grandstand.
Here.
Yeah, John's on the case, so there's always a little bit of hope, yeah. There's a lot to do here now to get this done in time, but yeah, look, we're going to try anyway and be ready to go if you can get it done in time.
Absolutely, thanks Eddie. Obviously keeping us up to date on what's happening, and we can't move on to the next stage of our competition until this battle is completed, James, because obviously this is the last run in our top 16, and John welding and hammering and as I said, look, I mean, this is a big, I mean, the hub is broken. That is not a small part to fix. That is a very, very difficult thing to do. And again, you're going to send, not only will you fix it here temporarily, but then you've got to throw that car in at 80 plus miles an hour and hope it holds. And that's the big risk these guys take. Surely not. Surely they will not beat the clock on this one. Even Brian Egan didn't believe it. He was standing back quite defeated. So it looks like there is just a minute left on the clock. As I said, our timekeeper here in the tower, they're putting the wheel back on the car. Remember, that car has to move within the next minute to get it back on the line, and they're trying to get the steering working. They're saying to John Shannon, saying, feck off out of the pits there, and kicking the car and saying, go back down to the pit. And guys, give them a round of applause. They've just fixed the hub in 4 minutes. Falling, a little bit of rain, not enough, but enough to make it slippy. Will Gary Dunn's, be able to hold his nerve? Will Brian Egan be able to chase him? 10-0 down is Brian Egan. Gary Dunn just needs to get around. Let's see what happens. Gary Dunn puts 2 wheels off. Brian Egan dives into the chase. Oh! Woo! Big transition there as Brian Egan now tries to put it on the door and does. That weld on the hub holding up, barely even had time to cool as it's now in a big dive in towards the wall.
There's some big moves here. Big moves from chasing, big moves from leading.
And Brian Egan will give a valiant fight here to stay in the fight, to put on a show for the fans. Give it up for Brian Egan and Gary Dunn. To our top 8 will be, and we told you not to sleep on it because it's Gary Dunn!
2 rounds in a row now, it's just little niggly mechanical issues causing us problems, but we know pace is in the car. Feel I can win these rounds, and yeah, hopefully we can nail it next time.
Law.